Indah water, right? Before we get to the plant. So any questions that you want to ask, maybe billing wise, from the public concerns, right? Probably I can suggest a few, right? Before we can go to the plant. Okay, we take a look at Indah water's background first. Prior to 1994, which is the establishment of Indah water, sewage services were under the jurisdiction of 144 individual local authorities nationwide. This was before 1994, right? Okay. Before 19, do you want me to mix it, or I can do it full English? Full English, right? Okay, better. Okay, before 1994, all these local authorities like City Council, IWKL, Majlis Pembandaran, PJ, or whatnot, so they are the ones who handle all these sewage treatment plant, right? So the idea of having Indah water is to have all these treatment plant falls under one roof, right? So we operate nationwide, across all Peninsular Malaysia, right? Except for Sabah and Sarawak, right? Sabah, Sarawak, and Kelantan. Is there any Kelantanis here? Sabah, Sabahan, Sarawakian? No. So, and of course, certain part of Johor, which is in located in Johor Bahru Tengah Central, Johor Bahru. Aside from it, it's all under Indah water, right? Very clear, right? Right? So Sabah, Sarawak, and Kelantan we don't have, right? Sabah, Sarawak is basically because they have their own sets of, they have like their own administration, right? So it's very different from Malaysia. We try to enter, but it's like how we can say, it's like Sabah and Sarawak is like a different country. Like, even I want to enter to Sabah also, I need to use my own passport. So that is the difference. So in Kelantan, right? So that's the situation. And of course, of the geographical situation in Sabah and Sarawak, we cannot build any pipelines, right? Because the reality in Sabah and Sarawak is like the population is really scattered. We have like 4 or 5 families in one area, 20 families in one area. So it's really scattered. So what happened is they have to build their own tank, basically. When they say build their own tank, it's like they take a shovel and just dig a hole and then pee and do their business there, and that's it. So it's like the old punya way lah. It's the old way, right? So that's the problem in Sabah Sarawak. So we try to enter but cannot. In Kelantan, they have their own treatment, but I think it's been taken care by Majari Services Sdn Bhd. It's a local operator there, right? So the thing about Kelantan is we try to actually enter Kelantan as well, but because of the political differences and of course the budget, the budget for sewage management is not it's not important. Okay, how to say? So it is more on the budget is channeled more towards of course building of mosques, for example, right? To the betterment of Islamic. I mean, it's an Islamic state, right? So the budget goes towards that, right? So that is Kelantan, right? Aside from that, we operate, right? Sewage Services Act was enacted in 1993, right? We signed the concession agreement with IWK in 2008. So we introduced the Water Services Industry Act to consolidate water industry that includes sewage services, right? Okay, next, the evolution of sewage management in Malaysia. Of course, from manual bucket or flush, this one is from the 1950s, 1960s. Septic tank, import tank, of course. Towards continuous improvement, we have mechanized plants. For example, like this one, I think we have more mechanized plant now to cater more to the public. This is the current governance structure of for Indah water, right? So under the Malaysian government, right, we have 3 ministers that we have to report to. It's the Ministry of Energy, Wind Technology and Water, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, and of course our big boss, Ministry of Finance, right? So all this funding, all this government support loans will of course come from MOF, right? Ministry of Finance. So under Indah Water, right? Okay, bawah Indah Water is we operate 88 local authorities. So billing and collection comes from Indah Water, kita bagi, right? Refurbishment and upgrading program basically upgrading of plants, maintenance wise. Okay, so all these charges must be under Indah Water, right? All these treatment plants, right, like you are in here right now, it's not being built by Indah Water. It's being built by the developer, right? It's being built by the developer. All the plants are built by the developer. Then only they will fully give it to Indah Water to operate. That's it. So we are like a main operator. We don't build plants, but of course, when the developer want to build plants, they have to follow the guidelines given by Indah Water, right? So it as to standardize all the plants. So all the plants have to be the same in terms of treatment, right? Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, of course, below under that is Department of Environment. So we report to Department of Environment in terms of effluent standards. Effluent, of course, is the treated water that comes out and from the plant into the nearby river or drink, right? So these effluent standards will falls under Department of Environment, right? So in terms of regulator of services, will fall under Ministry of Energy, Grid, Technology and Water, which is call it KETA, right? So under KETA there's SPAN, right? Which is Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Air Negara, National Water Security Commission. So we have to refer to SPAN in terms of regulations wise or policies and national agenda, right? Basically, anyone got any questions on this? Right? Okay. Okay, like I said, services coverage area they mentioned. So it is basically where our unit office is located, right? Like Shah Alam, Sultan, Mahmud, Sundai, Peluang, and so on. We have one in Labuan, right? Sabah Sarawak we don't have, Labuan we have. Right? Number of local authorities served is 87. Number of population equivalent served 42,005 million. Now we have 22 and 35 million. Right? 54,056 square feet area of coverage. Total customers 3 million. Number of STP is now is 96926, right? Number of LPS 1,000, and of course the soil length is nearly 18,000 kilometers across Malaysia. Objectives of sewage management, of course, protect the water resources for public health, for betterment, for the good environment, right? To of course eliminate all waterborne diseases. That's why we have sewage management. The type of system, we only have two systems, which is connected system and IST, right? Which is individual septic tank. This is the animated view of the sewage treatment plant for extended irrigation from your house until the plant itself. Okay. So from your houses, we have the private sewage pipes. This is all these wastewater, right? Just to inform you guys, Indah Water we only treat domestic wastewater. So commercial we don't treat, like all these factories and all. They have their own sets of treatment. So we only cater to domestic, which is houses, right? Apartments and condos. So all these private sewage pipes, they will enter go to inspection chamber, right? Public sewage pipeline, and the raw sewage will enter the pumping station to the screening chamber, mechanical screening chamber, where they remove the liquid removal, flow management, they remove all this garbage. Then only the raw sewage wastewater can enter the emission tank, right? So basically it's all biological treatment. Okay, there's no chemical added, right? It will go to flow distribution, final clarifier, which is a sedimentation process, right? Then the effluent will go into the nearest drain, right? It's very straightforward treatment, right? It's very simple. Basically, we just put oxygen inside here. There are a group of bacteria, but of course, of that we need to ask the plant manager what are the group of bacteria that we planted in the water treatment. We walked through the slide before. Okay, from domestic customers, channels to underground pipes, weed chamber, cleaning process to remove trash, large debris, weed and sand. This is where probably that if you read the papers, right, you can find babies, fetus being thrown into the fetus being pumped into the toilet, right? So it will start in the screening chamber or pig chamber. That is where they will start. Every time, if someone unfortunately they just throw away their baby, right? So it will start at the screening chamber. So this is where we will find it, right? So all this trash, we will start here first. Then only the water can go into the toilet to remove the suspended solid, and again the wastewater will go into the aeration tank. See, in the aeration tank, the air contains oxygen, which is used by the aerobic bacteria to neutralize the organic waste, right? So after the aeration process, of course, sedimentation process and sludge treatment, right? So before we dispose of the sludge, we have to treat it first, because there will be bad bacteria still contains in the sludge, right? We cannot just throw it away. We have to dispose it, or basically we have to dry it first before we dispose it into designated landfill. Our designated landfill is in Bukit Tagak, right? So okay, we look at biogas, biosolid. This is biogas treatment, and biosolid is located in our treatment plant in Bunus. So in Bunus, we have biogas as renewable energy, biosolid as fertilizer. So we do have that, but here we don't have. I think only 1 or 2 plants have biogas and biosolid treatment. But our main focus in Malaysia is wastewater treatment. So that is more on the R&D side, right? Okay. Then only the water will go to the outlet stream. The flow will be contact to stream, right? Understand, right? Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, IST. This is IST system. Increase the flow of sewage and waste from your previous toilet, bathroom, kitchen, right? So every time you do your business in the toilet, right? So all this wastewater will go into your septic tank, right? If you guys ever see or saw septic tank before, pernah nampak septic tank, right? The rectangular thing that always rusty, right? Okay? Probably dekat situ they will see IWK or pembentungan, for example, or probably 18 times 24, right? Probably you saw that, okay? Probably in the side of your house, in front, but it will be in your house, okay? Ada nampak tak? Ever seen before, right? So usually you have 2 to 4 in your house, right? If you have 1, meaning your house is using connected system. Okay? Very easy. If you have like 1 chamber, only 1 only. Either rectangular or round shape, you are using connected system. If you have 2 to 4, the house are using septic tank. So septic tank is a system that exists from 1960s, right? Until now we have nearly 2 million. Still we have 2 million septic tank users, right? So septic tank users is where you can see the Indah water lorry will come and do the dislodging right from your house, right? So this is how they use septic tank. So in septic tank, you need to discharge regularly to keep the environmental clean. So what happens if the tank is full? You go to the second tank, and the second tank is full as well. So what happened? So all this waste will go into the nearest drain, right? It will flow out to the nearest drain. Then your drain will become, you have this foul smell, right? Foul smell. then your neighbor will complain, right? Indah water didn't do their job, right? But whereas all this fault is coming from his or her neighbor, right? So if we conduct an inspection with the council, local council, on this Malaya, right? So if we found out that this foul smell comes on this premises, for example, so the owner will be given a penalty, right? Not Indah water, because it's your own fault, right? Because you don't dislodge your septic tank, it flows out, it gives a foul smell, so you will be given a penalty, right? Right? Very clear. So this needs to be dislodged once every 2 years. Once every 2 years. And we don't give out notices, right? We don't inform the public. Okay? You have to inform us, right? Okay. Back then, before like 10 years before, we do give notices, but now no more, right?
The water didn't come like regularly for 2 years, but we need to call and request for constantly.
Yes. Probably after the last discharging, the operator will inform you. Okay, bang, this is your neighbor's mouth. So after 2 years from this date, you have to call us. You have to inform us. Okay, 2 years prior, because we don't give notices. Right? Under the new act, we don't, because this is basically under your agreement, SMP agreement semua. Sewage management falls under the owner. But of course, under the agreement, we don't read all this agreement, right? Panjang, terms of condition, we just take, kita sign je. But it's all in there. Okay. Right? It's all in there. So semua, let's say, okay, I will inform you of what we call invisible boundary. Here is the invisible boundary. Let's say this is the main road, right? The main road, right? Let's say there's a leakage here. It's a manhole leakage here, right? So if there's a leakage here, so the cost of this leakage will be borne by Indah water, right? If the leakage is here, kata tersumbat in here, right? What happens is, for guys, you guys smoke, right? You guys smoke, you throw the cigarette butts, pump, and then pump, and then it's clogged up in here, tersumbat or something. So what happens is, if it's clogged up here, you have to bond the charges here. Because why? Because it's your own mistake, right? Right? Betul tak? You buat the piping tersumbat, you have to pay for it. It's the same as katakan your like electricity, right? You punya kotak tu rosak kan, TNB. You will call for contractor, right? And you have to pay using your own money, right? Betul tak? So it's the same as this. So this is where basically most of the publics are very confused. They say that we have to bond these charges. If rosak sini, hey, Indah water, we need to say no. Because when it's clogged up here, probably there's a lot of garbage dekat sini, right? A lot of garbage in there. It comes from you, from the owner himself. So why do we need to pay for your mistake? Betul tak? Right? So just to be very clear, this is the boundary. With the manhole, if you see the manhole leakage dekat jalan, the main road, right? So that one, the cost will be borne by Indah water. In your own premise, will be borne by the owner itself.
How about like for old piping? Would that be the fault of the owner as well?
The old piping?
Yeah, because they are old buildings, like the pipings are really old and sometimes it's not really functioning that well. So who bears the cost of, like, if there is anything that's stuck or there's
yes, to be borne by. So this is you get this a lot. Like for example, the developers, right? They build a new house. They build this new house, and then what happened is they threw a cement, and it clogs up. And when the owners get the keys, right? The new owners get the keys. So the piping is clogged up already. So we get this a lot, but Indah water cannot bond that charge. Of course, you need to deal with the developer, or you need to deal with the previous owner. You know. So basically, for that charges, to answer your question, we don't bond that charges. You have to either pay it yourself, or you have to make some arrangement with the developers or the previous owner. If you buy the house from previous owner. So all these piping wise, to answer your questions, piping on this area is basically you have to bear the charges. Okay? So outside is Indah water.
I have a question. So this one on the pictures, after the filter, right, in the overflow part, you will directly go to the drain or actually you will join into the sewage system first?
No, you go to the drain. Because this is IST, so they have their own set of tube pipe. It doesn't go. So connect the system, you will put it straight to the drain pipe. IST stands by its own actually. So that's why you need to gradually dislodge for it to not overflow into the.
But the water in the drain will then actually will be treated as well. So
Yeah, it would be treated as well. But the thing is, water from the drain, right? Actually, all this, I think better I explain to you the system. This is a good discharge standard. Like for this plant, we have standard B. The BOD is 50 milligram and okay, to answer your question on the system, after the filter is on, the drain itself, we don't treat the water from the drain. The one is under the water. So what we treat is water from domestic houses, ceramic domestic houses itself. Like for connected system, we have this pipeline, joint pipeline from the houses that connects straight to the treatment plant. Like for this treatment plant, right? So there's a pipeline underground that connects to all these houses. For septic tank, they have their own treatment, they have their own tank inside. So what happens is, if the tank is full, they only do this discharge. It will overflow, it goes into the drain. Then the water will be dirty. Basically, we don't take the water from the drain straight to the treatment plant. It doesn't work. So what happens is, once we take domestic wastewater, right, usually the drain will still be empty because let's say we have a swimming plant, besides we have like workshop area where people fix cars and bicycles and whatnot, right? So they will pour oil and some construction, they will pour cement into the drain. So even we treat with domestic wastewater, right? Okay, the effluent goes into the drain, then it will join together with the commercial water. So then the water will be dirty again initially. So that is basically what
you need the purpose of
yeah, basically. Because in our water we want to treat domestic housing only. So whenever there's complaints, right, usually we will join with the local council for municipal. Okay, is this water comes from Indah water, or is it coming from the nearby factory, or probably a construction is going on and they threw cement. Of course, they do occur like some construction happening. What happened is we have actually captured one developer. They opened our manhole and they threw cement in there. To make the life easier, of course. So it's like, I don't know how they can open our manhole. So they pour cement, all this garbage and whatnot, threw into our sewer system. So what happens is our nearby plant will get affected by that. Because of the sewer that's getting harder than us. So that is one example. Our increased operation and maintenance. This is a very cheaper system. So we have approximately 1 or 2 million. It's actually nearly 2 million individuals at the time. The total planted population is served is more than 20 million. We equip more than 80 regional sewage facilities. This is some examples of our regional facilities. The main one in Klang Valley, Pantai STP, Bandar, Razak, which is here, and Taman Tun Dr. Ismail. Right? So here with the design population equivalent is 100,000. We can cater to nearly 500,000 people in Bandar to Razak, 22,100 meter cube of carrying capacity per day. Process is sequencing batch reactor. What I know about SBR is basically all the treatment is done in one tank, right? So all the emission, all is in one tank. So if you have any questions about SBR, you can ask the plant manager during the front visit. Sustainable sewage planning. Skip this one. So, example of improvement after effective planning. Okay. So on the left side is an example of treatment plant that does not look like a treatment plant before. This is before 1994, when the plant was taken care by the local authority. So this is how it looks like. It doesn't even look like a plant. So it's sewage discharged direct to coastal water. So even the buyer baru sewage plant, you can't even see the plant, right? It's that. So after that we improve. Of course, we design a new STP treatment plant. Buyer baru we upgrade it. So at least we have their own clarifier switch. This is in Penang area. Jungutong sewage treatment plant is basically when we improve, right? When we upgrade, we don't really upgrade this. Right now it's actually the biggest treatment plant in Southeast Asia. Right? So it can cater to nearly 2 to 3 million locals in Penang area. Right? It's the biggest in Southeast Asia. But not everyone knows that, right? So plant refurbishment to improve public sewage facilities. Refurbishment of SPs, so we have 5 categories: safety, mechanical works, electrical works, civil, refurbishment of sewer network, CCTV investigation, rehabilitation, control tinggalan, engineering design, project management, customer service and awareness for sustainable services. Okay, we have a customized system for managing customer inquiries, requests, and complaints in 24 hours. So you guys have any complaints of overflowing manhole, plant problems, and the famous one, missing manhole cover, you can just call IWK, right? Online. So in terms of request for services, dislodging of septic tank, conditioner system, clear blockages, so it will be done in 48 hours, right? So let's say you request for dislodging, so the tank or the tank will come within 2 days, right? Value for service development. This is our R&D funding. This is basically R&D funding is basically located in our plant in Bonus. Right? We have a small R&D. Okay. TTF, which is our technical training facility. We have a training center in Sungai Besi. I'm sure if you guys ever gone into the Sungai Besi highway, you can actually see on the right hand side. You're from KL, right? So we have like a basic research laboratory for the experiment, collection of sewage equipment for training, some basic amenities. This is just some of the pictures of our training for the training area. Demonstration for SCV, mock facility for control planning, and the famous one is confined space training, where you can actually go into the manhole. Right? So confined space training is the famous one. Our station. The university building at international level, we have some MOU signed with other countries, so as to help them improve their water sanitation or water sewage in their own country. Study visit from Oman, by Iranian delegates, Philippines. Sewage charges. Okay, let's look at government purposes. 14 ringgit monthly for connected service and 25 ringgit monthly for IST. Right? This is based on average water consumption in excess of 100 cubic meter monthly. Okay, we look at domestic payments. The charge of 8 ringgit monthly for connected service and 6 ringgit monthly for IST. Right? So this is the two charges for every month. Right? So our bills come quarterly. So probably you will pay around 18 ringgit to 24 ringgit per month, right? Some houses they pay 2 ringgit charges. So, but basically that's its low cost premise. Low cost premise under the government, so they only pay 2 ringgit. Okay. Communications program. Yeah, so we have our own public relations, operational issues, illegal connections, faulty sewage system. So we need to find solution with the members of parliament. We engage state executive regulators. So any complaints, inquiries, we have to reply within 24 hours. Okay. TV advertisement. I don't know if you guys have heard us in the news. Newspaper ads. Some ambience advertising. Yeah, just put some stickers in the lobby, make it more presentable to the public. It's more like our branding agent. Radio commercials. Does anyone ever tune in to Bandar, Hot FM, My FM, or no, right? Radio commercials, publications. Yeah, we exhibit materials once in a while. Exhibitions. Basically, this is more on our R&D product. Biosolids, biogas. Community engagement, so we do engage with the public in terms of friendly posts, close to the thing. We create this fun event type. You know, we have coloring contests, we have clowns performance, baskets performance, to at least have to engage more friendly posts with the community. So we have face-to-face explanation. We can set up inquiries and payment counters, so they can actually pay doing this community engagement. Stakeholder engagement. Once in a while, we have a dialogue session to resolve issue of conservation. Usually, this will be requested by some resident association in basically some taman or whatnot. So they will ask us to participate in dialogues. So to explain, I mean, usually pipeline buildings, kita nak kena like pipelines in those areas, right? So we have to inform them until what time. So do we actually bother them in terms of the work itself? Okay. New media, yeah, we have Facebook, Twitter. Success locally. In 2008, we have voted best in Asia by Water Leaks. We were once the best in Asia. Still in Southeast Asia, right? So that's it. You guys have any questions regarding buildings? You know, about the plant, you can go to the plant visit. Probably you can ask questions about what is the treatment done by the plant engineers. But on this slide itself, you have any questions? No. Probably after this, after the plant visit.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So now it's done.
Instrumentation. Inside there, they will have my colleagues. One of them to responsible for process, and then another one is responsible for slush. Okay. So I will brief you before we go to the site visit. I will brief you briefly the overview of our system here. Okay. Basically, our plant operates based on SBR system. So SBR stands for sequencing batch reactor. So if you go to any plant in the water plant, they will have a specific operation, specific what we call unit operation. So here SBR. If you go to another plant, maybe they will have a what we call conventional aeration system. Maybe they will have a oxidation pond. Maybe they will have a oxidation dish or something else. But here we only operate using SBR system. So if you go another plant, there will be different system. Okay. So basically, what we treat is wastewater, domestic wastewater. So this is the influent that we receive from 2 pumps. Here we have 2 pump stations located behind there one, and then another one behind there. So whatever sewage there will be pumped into our plant for treatment. So this is the sample for influent, what we call it influent. So this influent will undergo preliminary treatment there to remove grit, sand and also oil. before it will be stored temporarily in the EQ tank, equalization tank, and then from EQ tank we will pump it into the SBR tank, which is our heart of process. So in the SBR tank, we will monitor the MLSS and also DO and pH. Okay. So after it undergo SBR tank, so the final effluent will be discharged straight away to the river. And then what we get from the SBR is two products, which is bio-influent, which is water, and also slush. We call it biosolid. The water will be straightly discharged, but the slush will be pumped into our SHT. Behind that we have SHT, stand for slush holding tank. So this slush will be further treated to remove the water content before it can be disposed. Okay, so here you can see okay, this is waste slush, which is the slush purely from the SBR, will be stored in the SHT before treatment. Okay, and then after from the SHT, it will be pumped into mechanical thickener. Okay, in the mechanical thickener, we will remove the water up to 2 to 4%. So the water content will be 96 maximum, 96% of water content. Okay, so in the mechanical thickener, we will add the polymer as a what we call dewatering aids to enhance the flocculation, so we can remove more water. Okay, and then so this is a sample of our solid polymer. This polymer need to be dissolved first with the water, and then we add into the waste slush, and then will come thickened slush. Okay, so this thickened slush temporarily into thickened slush holding tank. Okay, after that, again we will dewater it by using our dewatering machine. So just now the water content is up to 96%. After it undergo dewatering, it will reduce the water content up to maximum 85%. So this is the final product after dewatering. So we get biosolid. So this biosolid will be disposed into the landfill. Currently, that selling for fertilizer is still under research. Here in Indah water here is still under research. I don't know outside, because here our main activity is operation and maintenance. So whatever product we get here, maybe our HQ for R&D will get the sample to do more research and then come up with their idea to sell it or to use it for fertilizer or what.
What is the MLSS actually?
Okay, this MLSS stands for mixed liquor suspended solid. Okay, if you study environmental engineering, in the wastewater treatment, there are some parameters that we need to monitor during the process. So one of them is MLSS. MLSS, this represent the what we call mixed liquor suspended solid, represent the mixture of BOD, mixture of microorganism into the water. So we have to ensure that this combination, this MLSS value should be in the right value, in the optimum value, so that the removal of BOD and also SS, ammonia, should be in the optimum condition. Okay. So our parameter here, our main parameter here is to remove the BOD.
So to measure or to know the BOD level, we are looking at MLSS mixture or
MLSS only during the process. Okay. So BOD level, we only measure the final product for this effluent. Okay, we measure BOD for influent. Okay, here normally we get around 200 BOD, and then after the process, we measure again the BOD. So as to comply for standard B, if you know the EQA Act, Environmental Quality Act, so here we comply to standard B. So as standard B, the BOD level, the limit is 50. So here we get below 50. Even we get around 4, 6 to remove the BOD.
is there any other standard, and the difference?
Okay.
And what's up with the difference?
Okay. In the EQA, Environmental Quality Act, there are two standards, Standard A and Standard B. Most of the IWK plant is comply to Standard B. Is there any IWK plant comply to Standard A? One. And bonus Standard A. Okay. Okay. I think most of the IWK plants comply to Standard B only. Why Standard B? Because Standard B is our water is discharged into the what we call downstream. We have river, upstream part and downstream part. Okay, so our treated water is discharged into the downstream part. Whatever discharged at the upstream part, that will be collected Syabas will collect the water for further treatment. That one have to comply with Standard A.
Standard A is a so-called superior than Standard
Yes,
B.
correct.
How many level that you measure?
How many level or how many parameter?
BOD.
Usually before and after, right?
Before and after.
So you measure the raw water and also treated water?
Yes.
What is the parameter?
BOD, SS, ammonia, nitrate.
Biologi
Biology.
ada juga.
Biology sekali mana? BOD.
Oh, BOD.
BOD is
Tak,
biological.
I mean
Microorganism we monitor.
microorganism.
We monitor it during process also. Volume. No, we did measure the volume. I mean, whatever incoming volume, let's say 2,000 meter cube, we have to ensure that 2,000 meter cube also going out. Right.
How do you measure?
Okay, that one it is our daily activity for process part. Okay, normally during process we have sampling. So during sampling, we will take, let's say this one, we will take sample, just put it under microscope and then see. Actually, we have our own standard, what we call microbe that have to present on that particular wastewater treatment. I mean wastewater. So let's say we already did a study. Let's say at this area there should be this kind of microbe. So we just check. Okay, the microbe present. Okay, that's fine.
What kind of water?
Oh, that one I have to ask my click.
How you manage the order?
Order. Bau. Ada bau. I think still have some smell, right?
I got the last product. It's like no order like.
Semua Syabas water lah.
Okay. This I just want to show you the difference between our bioeffluent and Syabas water lah. So physically we can check that there's nothing much different, right? That's what we want to show you lah.
We should put also in glass, otherwise we cannot see.
Yeah, that one also.
It looks a bit because it's
Of the container.
Sampling.
both should be
Glass
glass.
Syabas water into this, then you can say better than Syabas water. Maybe you
No.
just change
Your
like this.
question now.
Order.
Order. Okay, for order control, actually we have one more facility, extra facility, what we call odor scrubber. Odor scrubber. Okay. Normally we have, later we will show you the pipeline, whatever gases that come up from our facility will be transported into the odor scrubber behind there for further treatment. So whatever smell will be treated inside the odor scrubber and then will be released as a normal air. Actually, it only reduces the smell. I think you still smell, but little bit. Kulit kayu.
Memang dia
Maybe R&D ke, but still R&D stage. Because you have to understand, here is OMD, yes? Here is operation and maintenance. So this is, I think, the old system. So we still don't implement any new system in the market lah. Yes, correct. COD also we monitor.
So what are the things that you monitor in the COD?
Sorry?
So I mean,
The COD and DOD.
same also.
Okay, any other question before we proceed to the site visit plan? Okay. So before we start, okay. In terms of energy, I can say daily we are the range is around 8,000 to 10,000 kilowatt hour here.
You use or you produce?
Because water plant is the
Use, right? This one can produce electric.
8,000 kilowatt hour. 8 to 10,000 kilowatt hour daily.
So do you plan to improve to become
Yeah, sure, yes.
sustainable? Yeah.
Actually, this is already improved. Like whatever contribute to more energy, like agitator, motor, whatever motor that is agitator that is nothing inside, we will not running it. We only running it at certain level. Let's say that tank, the sludge level is only 1 meter, so we don't run the agitator. Only the sludge level up to let's say 2 meter, we start running the agitator. So that's our what we call plan to reduce the energy. Plus, and then the main contribute to high energy is blower, our blower. Okay, for aeration. Blower used for aeration, so this blower is around 220 kilowatt. So if you use 1 hour around 220 kilowatt, so mostly our SBR will operate the blower will operate around 5 hours in a day. So this will contribute more in energy. So our plan is to change the blower into the energy efficient blower. That one is still under plan. Other than that,
So air sungai kat sini final product buang kat air sungai. Sungai mana? Sungai Kelang. Ada piping punya
kita ada discharge point yang memang connect dengan kira dia punya
kecil.
sungai kecil, dia kecil-kecil
dan dia betul. So kalau sungai ni sekarang kan semakin mencetek kan. Ada masalah. Sungai kan sekarang makin kecil.
Itu kena tanya orang planning engineering lah.
Habis buang kat adalah discharge point ni dan eventually masuk Sungai Kelang dan
Semua dah ada sistem kan. So waktu keluar tu memang ada monitor lah berapa banyak keluar. Ada had kan satu bulan berapa kali, berapa banyak volume.
Kita memang
Keluarkan dia.
whatever masuk itu kita keluarkan. Let's say that day is 20,000 meter cube per day. Then 20,000 meter cube kita kena ensure that 20,000 yang keluar juga.
So plan ni 24 jam lah running.
Yes.
Okay. Yup.
Okay.
Any other question?
Any other question?
Tak ada
Okay, before we proceed, I just want to
Just work shift for. You have to work shift for.
No, as we as a management team, we don't work in a shift. Only operator work in a shift.
Operator will any problem they will call lah.
Yes, correct.
Usually ada failure breakdown tu.
Yes.
Biasa ni
Depend on the
standard
activity lah. Depend on activity lah. Kalau activity tak sebenarnya activity tak main peranan. Macam our situation sekarang ni macam hujan, so banyak kilat, so banyak benda yang kita kena jaga untuk trip. So kadang-kadang kalau kilat tu tembak-tembak tu salah satu lah. Dan dari segi yang normal tak ada banyak masalah.
segi inflow ni masuk tak apa-apa masuk.
Tak apa-apa masuk. Sebenarnya ada problem, tutup kat depan tu, tengah ada problem tu. Operator tengah repair. Sebab macam ada benda-benda besar yang masuk dan kita screen, kita ada screening, kita screen tak lepas. Then dia masuk dekat kita punya pump. Pump kita ada impeller, then pump strip. So bila pump trip, pump tak boleh pump water, then water akan naik lah kat situ kan. Itu kena panggil kita punya orang lah. Okay,
thank you.
Okay, before we proceed, I just want to remind you that viewer safety first. Okay, we have a lot of pipeline, a lot of check plate. Then need
Selfie kat
you
kolam.
have to be careful lah.
Selfie
while
jatuh
walking.
telefon.
Videos.
Okay, that's it. Let's go. Hapuskan dan disalurkan ke yang besar. Dulu still functioning lah. Sekarang ni still functioning lah. Under the water juga. Under the water sama juga. Pump station. Okay. So whatever with water coming will be pumped here. This facility we call it grid chamber facility. Okay. At this facility, we remove three things. First is the what we call it, sampah, rubbish. Okay, through screening. There are two types of screening here. First, bar screen, and then second is rotary screen. The function is same. This bar screen we have to remove the rubbish manually. Like that, the rubbish is there, but our operator still not yet remove it. Okay, but here the rubbish will be removed automatically using the conveyor. Okay. Okay, any question? Soalan?
So rubbish tu pergi landfill lah.
Tu kita simpan dalam tong tu.
Dia akan pergi
Nanti
landfill.
kita panggil lori ambil, dia buang lah. This one is normal waste. Solid waste, normal solid waste. Okay. There are many type of waste here, solid waste, shadow waste. So the shadow waste we will call authorized party to take atau collect and dispose at the authorized place lah kan.
How do you differentiate shadow waste and solid waste?
Sorry?
How do you differentiate solid and shadow waste from this process?
Solid, you can see the solid waste, the normal waste like plastic.
Okay, the shadow waste?
Shadow waste is the used oil, whatever. If you know shadow waste,
then
chemicals.
How do you separate the?
Actually, the shadow waste is generated by us. Because shadow waste is like, okay, example shadow waste is chemical. So whatever chemical that we use for testing, that one we call it as we category it as a shadow waste.
Okay, so it does not come from the water.
No.
Okay.
From the water only the solid waste, normal solid waste.
Okay.
Okay.
Kalau orang buang baby kan
Kalau lepas kat sana ada satu lagi screening sebenarnya. Dekat pump station ada satu lagi screening. Dan kalau lepas sana sini dapat ah. Design. So this is for maximum design capacity. So since our influence is still, our design capacity is to cope around 25 meter cube per day. But currently we only receive around 16 to 17 meter cube per day. So to avoid using extra line, so we only use one channel. That can save energy, right?
Visualization tag yang bawah dia ni ada kipas tau.
Dia banyak admin juga bekerja. Jaranglah turun air.
Kalau troubleshoot kita datang study sama-sama je lah. Kalau untuk operator dalam shift siang ada 13, 10 malam 3. Okay, so after we remove rubbish from the wastewater, next step is to remove the grit, pasir, sand. So this is our facility to remove the grit or sand. What we call is grit classifier. So how it works, you can see that there's one motor and then below there we have one agitator. So you can see the water is rotating, right? So once the water inside this chamber, so the agitator will rotate, so whatever heavy things will settle down. Okay, so whatever grit and sand will be settled down, and then this we can remove through our grit removal pipe. You can see here. So below there we have one pump, what we call grit removal pump, just to remove the grit. So that pump will pump whatever grit that settled down, and then will be pumped through this pipe, and then will be temporarily stored at behind that bin. air yang dah lepas semua proses tu. Okay. Ada bau kan? Ada. Ada water lah. Okay. This is the result after we remove rubbish and grit. Okay. So this water will be temporarily stored into the EQ tank there. We have 2 EQ tank. If you can see here, equalization tank number 2 and then equalization tank number 1. So the question is, where is the tank?
Where is the tank?
Okay.
Bawah tanah.
Yes, correct. Underground.
Underground.
The tank is underground. And then what is the purpose of equalization tank? Lupa tanya background apa?
Public health. Medical.
Patut lah tanya micro. Okay, the purpose of EQ tank, EQ tank is the tank just before the SBR tank, just before the process tank. Okay, so from the EQ tank we can control the flow. Okay, because our process need the constant flow. Okay, if we directly from this we directly into the SBR tank, the flow will be vary. So this will affect our process. Okay, so our main concern is to ensure that whatever flow coming into our process tank should be in constant, should be equal. Yes, that's why we require equalization tank. Okay, so we proceed to our SBR tank.
Sludge treatment building.
Kat main Wonderland. Aku cakap sabar je lah kuis ni, gegam. Sampai main Wonderland.
Process SBR tank. There are 2 tanks. Okay, both are equal, both are same. Okay, so just now we see from the grid facility, the water will be stored into the equalization tank. Okay, so from equalization tank, the water will be pumped into SBR tank. So you can see the white pipe here is for raw sewage from equalization tank into the SBR tank. Okay, here we have 6 tanks. Okay, each consists of 3 tanks. That's why you can see there are 3 pipes for each EQ tank. Separate. Okay, see. So,
You guys so tak patut lah. Women weh. Kau patut pegang, bukannya dibuli, membuli perempuan.
You can refer at the template. So this SBR works. Okay. How do you see? Okay. If you know the conventional aeration system, conventional treatment system, they will have 1 tank for aeration, and then it will go another tank for sedimentation, and then another tank for discharge. But not here. Here, all the process happen in the 1 tank. Okay, you can refer to the template. So, inside the 1 tank, first it will start influent. It will start filling for 3 hours. So, during this filling, during 3 hours filling, it also will aerate. Aerate or we call it aeration. Yeah. So during 3 hours, it will also aerate together. After 3 hours filling and aeration, it will stop filling and then it will start sedimentation for 1 hour. Okay? After 1 hour, after 1 hour sedimentation, it will start discharge. So whatever water supernatant will be discharged to the river, and then whatever sludge that settle down will be pumped into the SHT. Then finish 1 process.
Oh, sludge
We will start filling.
holding tank, SHT.
Handling tank. Handling. Holding.
Not 4 hours. Okay. Actually, it's alternately. 1 hour it will fit, filling is at 3 hours, but with that 3 hours, first hour it will aerate, and then second hour it will not aerate.
You still need 6 hours for that.
Yes.
So how come 6 hours? Because 3 hours plus 1 hour.
No. 3 hours of filling and aeration together. Okay? 1 hour for sediment, 2 hours for discharge.
2 hours for discharge, so altogether 6.
6 hours per batch. Okay? So in one tank, it requires 6 hours to treat one batch of wastewater. And then come another batch, another 6 hours.
Oxidation, coal and all takes for this one.
Sorry?
For the whole process, how long does the traditional system take?
Okay,
to
that
process?
traditional system is they will I think they will have no specific time because the process is continuous in different tank. Okay, the water will come into the aeration tank. After certain hours in the aeration tank, it will flow into the sedimentation tank. After certain hours in the sedimentation, it will flow into the secondary clarifier to clarify the water, and then water goes out.
Empty tank.
There is blower room. Our blower is located there. So during the aeration, the blower will on.
Lower house.
So this plant will be treated and took using 2 stages. Both are same. So here you can see polymer feeding. Below we have 3 polymer dissolving tank. We can remove to 98%, 96% for 2 to 4. Okay. So we go up to see dewatering.
Mechanical thickener.
Sir, screw press, we will press. So that's it.
Oh, putus. Boleh on? Ni video macam.
We will power into dewatering machine, and then we will add polymer again. So we get the biosolid. You can see so the biosolid will be transported and stored in the hopper.